Highlights of this edition: former leaders paid incense in tribute to Hùng Kings. A conference on Nursing Science-Midwifery in 2023 in celebration of International Nurses Day. Tây Đô Bridge attempted to be completed and put into use on September 2nd, 2023. Hello and very warm welcome to another edition of Continuous and Top News. Today, on May 12th, former Party Central Member, former Secretary of Cần Thơ Provincial Party Committee Lưu Văn Điền, former Party Central Member, former Secretary of Cần Thơ Municipal Party Committee Lê Nam Giới, former Party Central Member, former Secretary of Cần Thơ Provincial Party Committee Trần Quốc Trung, former Deputy Minister of Planning and Investment, former Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee Võ Thành Thống came to pay incense tribute at Hùng Kings Temple in Cần Thơ City.
The former leaders paid incense in tribute to merits rendered by national ancestor, the Hùng Kings and predecessors for national construction. After paying incense tribute, the former leaders visited the display room of the bronze collection of Đông Sơn culture, the display and preservation room for promoting the belief of worshipping Hùng Kings. On this occasion, the former leaders also planted souvenir trees at the temple.
Also on May 12th, Cần Thơ City's Public Security organized a congress to review the two-year implementation of the joint regulation between the Guard Command and Cần Thơ City's Public Security. In the last 2 years, the joint regulation signed between the two units was seriously taken, well ensured the guardian target. Specifically, in 2 years, absolute safety for more than 100 stations was ensured, thereby contributing to protecting the political and social safety. At the conference, coordination for the coming type were discussed, some of which is to organize drills and professional training and to maintain periodic handover regulations so as to evaluate and adjust shortcomings in type. In celebration of International Nurses Day, May 12th, Cần Thơ City Obstetrics and Gynecology Hospital held a conference on Nursing Science-Midwifery in 2023.
250 delegates, namely Professor, Doctor of Science, Dr. Phạm Mạnh Hồng, former Deputy Health Minister, former Deputy Chief of the Central Publicity Education Board, former Chairman of Vietnam Medical Association, representative leaders of health departments, hospitals, nurses departments, and nurses from hospitals in Mekong Delta region and Ho Chi Minh City participated in the conference. At the conference, 9 scientific reports on training, managing, and practicing care for patients, care safety and quality, researching and applying innovation in technical processes of nursing practice, nurses' communication, and patients' satisfaction were presented at the conference. These are all topics that originate from the need for practical research and have been effectively applied to improving nursing quality towards patient-centeredness, targeting to bring patients satisfaction, safety, and the best medical quality, meeting people's health examination and treatment in the new situation.
On May 12th afternoon, Hòa Hảo Medical General Hospital organized a gathering on International Nurses Day and the launch of the Hand Sanitation Campaign 2023. With a staff of 113 employees, 2.5 times more than that at the beginning of 2017, over the past 5 years, the contingent of nurses, technicians, and midwives of Hòa Hảo Medical General Hospital always heads towards the professional factor, which dedicated care for patients and social activities, from then leaving nice impressions on people's hearts and contributing to the hospital's common attainments. On this occasion, the hospital launched the Hand Sanitation Campaign 2023 and signed the emulation treaty between representative managers of departments and the director, with the commitment to join hands to effectively build a clean, beautiful, and safe hospital. On May 12th afternoon at Tây Đô University, the Secretariat of Vietnam Students Association organized a training conference on scientific research methods and scientific article writing.
The conference was part of the second Global Vietnam Young Scientists workshop themed The Youth in the Digital Transformation Context. Students' scientific research is an important content of tertiary level curricula. It helps students make access to theoretical and practical knowledge via various information channels, from then forming scientific learning methods and good ways of thinking and sparking creativity.
A conference to sign emulation 3D 2023 among radio and television stations in southern Songkhla region took place on May 12th afternoon at Cần Thơ City's radio and television station. The emulation 3D consists of 8 important contents, namely continuing to well carry out the mission of the revolutionary press, continuing to renew contents and ways of propaganda to foster the party's ideological platform, actively participate in the national digital transformation, improving the quality of emulation movements towards major tasks and breakthroughs. Together with the emulation 3D, outstanding activities were also planned for 2023, including organizing professional training on building the digital transformation for the area of radio and television based on open platforms, radio and television festivals, sports exchange, and review of the emulation 3D. The project of building Tây Đô Bridge spanning Cần Thơ River in Phong Điền Suburban District is planned to be completed and put into use on September 2nd, 2023.
Tây Đô Bridge project invested by Cần Thơ City's Transport Department was groundbroken in January 2022. The whole length of the project is around 600 meters. The bridge alone is over 140 meters long and has 4 lanes. The bridge has the design of an arch and suspension architecture and arc lighting system.
Ladies and gentlemen, according to the Southern Hydrometeorological Agency, the South is about to enter hot period and prepare to enter the rainy season. Thus, the weather will be more pleasant. But when the seasons change, people must also be cautious of diseases that are associated with them. The past few days have been hot and sunny throughout the southern region. People who have to ride bicycles to get to school, work, or the store feel very uncomfortable from about 10 a.m. to nearly 5 p.m.
The heat of the past few days has affected business, but today the heat has eased, so it is getting a bit tolerable. It's very hot and sunny. Everyone is hiding in the shade, so I don't get any customers. If it's cooler, then maybe I could. But for now, people usually take a taxi or travel by cars. As of right now, both the intensity and the scope of the hot weather have gradually decreased. The heat is likely to end today, and the first rains of the season will replace it.
Thus, the weather is likely to be more pleasant in the coming days. However, transitioning to the first round of the season from the constant and extreme heat will also have an impact on health.
Diseases are spread through 2 ways: respiratory tract and water sources. Airborne diseases include the common flu, and now COVID is also considered a respiratory disease. The Ministry of Health also recommends using 2K, wearing masks, disinfecting and washing hands before eating. Water source with poor sanitation can easily lead to eating raw vegetables that are not clean. The next issue comes from using ice a lot. People who have a habit of drinking ice water are very susceptible to waterborne diseases.
Preventive measures at the beginning of the rainy season are necessary and cannot be negliged. To ensure high standards of living, people should prioritize their health before focusing on their studies, jobs, and shopping. The updated weather forecast also wrapped up this edition of Continues. If you want to watch again in this bulletin, please visit our website, Kênh TV.vn. And thanks for being with us. Goodbye and see you next time.